This paper slide video will be about John Tuzo Wilson, plate tectonics, and the Earth's interior.
I'm Son.
I'm Colin.
I'm Asher.
Let's start with John Tuzo Wilson. John Tuzo Wilson was born in Ottawa, Canada in 1914. His contributions to the early studies of geology were magnificent. He worked in several universities as the head of director, University of California, Ryerson in Toronto, etc. He was one of the main founders of the theory of plate tectonics. Alfred Wegener was not able to support his theory, but John Tuzo Wilson was. His theory indicated that the Earth's outer shell is made up of about 20 plates, and they move over a layer of weak, hot rocks, hundreds of kilometers below the Earth's surface. It hasn't been proven, but we believe that these plates move because of convection currents, which we will explain later. The inside of the Earth. Here's the Earth. The first layer of the Earth is the crust. The crust is the outer layer shell of the Earth, which makes up less than 1% of its total volume. It's made up of igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary rock. The thickness of the crust varies from 5 to 70 kilometers because the continental crust and oceanic crust are different thicknesses. The crust is made up of mainly oxygen and silicon. Next is the mantle. The mantle is the next layer under the crust. It is about 2,900 kilometers thick. It is split into the upper and lower mantle. 200 kilometers of the upper mantle is liquid rock, called the asthenosphere. The lower mantle is made up of just magma. It is under very high pressure and does not flow very easily. Next is the outer core. The outer core is 2,266 kilometers thick. It is mainly composed of iron and nickel, and is estimated to be about 4,400 degrees Celsius. Finally is the inner core. The inner core is about 1,216 kilometers in radius, which is about 70% as big as the moon. It is believed to be as hot as the surface of the sun. Since we cannot go deep enough to explore the inner core, we believe that it is probably an iron-nickel alloy. Plate tectonics is the more advanced theory of continental drift. It explains how continental drift happens. There are three types of plate boundaries: divergent, convergent, and transform. Divergent. Divergent is when the two plates are spreading apart. It causes rip valleys and volcanoes as the lava is able to seep through. Next is transform. Transform is when the plates are slipping and sliding. It causes earthquakes and volcanoes. The final one is convergent. Convergent is when the two plates collide and cause the land to rise. For example, India is moving towards Asia, creating the Himalayas. Convection currents. This diagram shows an example of divergent currents, causing the plates to move apart. The currents move in a specific manner which causes the plates above them to move in a certain way. Some currents move in opposite directions, and some move in similar directions. The final concept is Pangaea. The theory of Pangaea states that Earth was originally one landmass. It split into separate parts, a theory known as continental drift. The tectonic plates spread apart and made the Earth as we know it today. 225 million years ago, the Earth was one piece, and it was known as the Permian period. 200 million years ago, it was the Triassic period, when the Earth looked like this. Next was the Jurassic period, 135 million years ago, followed by the Laurasia period, and the Earth as we know it today. Thank you for listening to this paper slide video. Bye, guys.
Au revoir.